Viewers, I picked up a CTEK, had a really good Easter promotion on. I couldn't resist, so I bought this. Originally it retails for about $450 locally, so I looked on eBay, found a seller in Queensland who was selling this for about $280. Because I bought it at Easter time, I got a good discount, so I ended up getting it for $230 straight to my mailbox. I'm happy with that. I've been meaning to get one of these for a while. My CTEK Genius is good for a trickle charger. Its desulfating capabilities and reconditioning is nowhere near as good as this one. So I'm going to reserve my CTEK Genius as a good spare or trickle charger for cars to sit for a while. I'm not going to drop it for a while. I'll dig out my connectors and storage and just use it as a trickle charger. It's perfect for that. And it's always good to have two anyway. This is a 10 amp model. This is good for bigger batteries, whilst my CTEK is good for smaller batteries anyway. So I do like, yeah, I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. I should have bought one years ago, but this is a good model and I've got it at a really good price. I'm extra wrapped. I put my new Century battery back in my ute. I did a cold cranking amps checking it. It's about 1,120 cold cranking amps. It was about 4.2 milliohms ESR, so that battery has been restored to brand new. It's settled. I did another cold cranking amps check, and for a 540 cold cranking amp battery, you had about 620. So it's restored it. I use the CTEK Genius on that. Now I'm going to use this one on a CTEK to bring it back up to its, just to restore it a bit, to desulfate it a little bit there. Give it a good recondition. It cranks my ute fine, but not as well as a brand new battery does. Especially in there, they've restored that Century. Thing's cranking like it was brand new. Yeah, that's dropped a bit. That was it was 8.8 milliohms actually before. Hey, that's really good. In my ute, I kept checking it. It was about 50%, 320 cold cranking amps. It topped that. That's the best it got. Now it's, yeah, this is actually working good in the CTEK. 14.4 volts, so it doesn't put 16 volts to it like my CTEK does. But that's that low current. This is a bit 10 amp constant, so it's lower voltage. I don't want to cook the damn battery. This is alright though. This is quite a big battery anyway, so it should handle this charger nicely. Everything over those spec 500 cold cranking amps should be fine on that. I'm happy with that. That's really good. They recommend, even in your new cars, just put this on it and recondition the battery once a year, just to give it the top nick. Which is not a bad idea. I tried that to rejuvenate these FACT batteries, but yeah, they're FACT. This cell here is not charging at all. It's just stuffed. This has got a drop cell too. This one was looking promising. I got it to about 200 cold cranking amps. But it didn't last long. It dropped to about 11 volts, then it went down to 10.7. So no, that cell was failed completely. So it's worth a shot. Mate, it did the trick. It actually got all these cells nice and cleaned up and desulfated, but this one here let it down. It's always worth a try. I'm going to put a label on this and a little label on it. Kent's Fact. Just do like a little trick, like Ave does with some of his tools. It's quite funny. Swedish technology, but it's assembled in China. So, the CTEK Genius is made in China. This is assembled in China. So this should be a good investment. I should have bought one of these years ago, but I've been putting it off because of the price. I got the opportunity at the right time. I got this thing at a nice price. I'm happy with this. But yeah, the hydrometer in my new Century I put back in my ute wasn't popping up. It wasn't going green, so I gave it another day in the desulfate. Kept putting it back in the desulfate mode in the smart charger, and the green floated up. Perfect. The battery's like brand new. Yeah, so yeah, it's really good. Just so it actually stays in reconditioned. Like it actually stay on recon until it senses the battery's ESR or the health's good enough. It'll stop. But the CTEK Genius, once it's off desulfate mode, it will just top the battery to 100% and then trickle charge it and not desulfate it. I find it seems to not desulfate once the battery gets up to 100%. I also scored this device. This thing is awesome. Got VU meters, stereo microphone, tweeters, multi-band. battery and tuning indicator, and something that is real nice and a rarity, ferrochrome tape support. Ferrochrome tapes gave you the best of ferro type 1 and type 2 chrome tapes in one. I wish they'd still made them. It's a shame that never caught on, because they were really nice tapes. I'm yet to find some ferrochrome tapes, but they're just too expensive. They do come up on eBay sometimes, but they are just way too expensive. Independent volume control for both speakers. It's got some inputs, DC 9-volt input as well, tape counter, and some Bluetooth input for our aux, headphones, record playback remote switch, microphone remote, microphone right, microphone left channel, external speaker. This thing is a proper boombox. It's got everything. You got a fine tuning for the shortwave, and you got 2 condenser microphones for stereo mode for when you're recording your voice. I know Sanyo weren't the best, but this is a good box. Oh my god, this has to be restored. That's okay. The pinch roller looks good, the heads look really good. Oh, nice little raised head on that. Looks good. I've got a little thing I can stick on there too, an orange one, which I've got to find it to come off that bedside radio I restored. Seized, oh my god, yeah. Typically this is a classic seize buttons. That's to be expected. I can fix this easily. It's all complete 100%, even the area was not broken. Has the battery door, it's made in Japan. Model number M4500K. You got your FM antenna and your other 300 ohm aerial there. The date's gone unfortunately, but I can Google this. Oscillator, which for your, I think your beat count. Oh no, I can fix that. It's not that bad, it's just in the battery compartment itself. Luckily I can fix that. This is a proper boombox, so that's why I grabbed it. I do love my old boomboxes. Since it's as soon as I seen this, I went, oh, this is awesome, I'm gonna buy this. Yeah, it looked good. Then I was seeing this. Yeah, I'm definitely buying this. Ferrochrome tape support. You don't see that much at all. 4-band radio cassette recorder. So she's going to need a good restore. I have to pull this dial off and give it a good buff and polish it ahead like restoration kit. I think it's going to sound like crap because it's got dirty switches, but it's to be expected. They're easy to fix problems. This is complete. Replace the belts, the pinch roller, and everything's in good condition. So that's a good start. Loud, tuning works, the VE meters work.
Grey soundtrack. Got there in the end.
Oh, it's not bad. That's a good start. A bit dirty switches, that's good. This is exciting. A kid in the can still here. I can't play because pause are stuck. Hey, it works. I think I'll pull this apart anyway. Yeah, I'll pull this apart, check the belt, inspect the tape mechanism. Just part of my annual service, and I'll pull this apart and clean it. Check the belt. I've learned a good trick of watching 12 volts fits videos. Natural rubber belt, not natural, but synthetic belts, you put them in a microwave and boil in water for 15 minutes and it restores them. I'm going to keep that in mind. Just to save me a bit of money. There you go, it's unstuck now. Just a spring doesn't spring up, that's easy to fix. I'm going to save some money with your belts and just do a boiling water trick. It doesn't stop the tape. I'm not believing it, it's a 12 type, so if I hold this it should stop. No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't have a lever that pulls up the tension of the tape. That's a sign it's a good deck, not a cheap deck. Cheaper tape decks have a lever that's stuck down and you push it and it stops. It's auto stop. This doesn't have that. This looks like it's a good mechanism. The counter doesn't work, so that's one thing I have to fix. So clean these number wheels, lubricate that, replace the belt on that, clean the speaker cones. Part of my cleaning, but it all works. So this will clean up nicely. I also scored some more cassettes in our cassette cupboard. Those little drawers you put cassettes in, they seem to go for good money online, so I'm going to just buy them locally cheap for next to nothing and just collect them like cassettes. I've got almost 100 cassettes, over 100 cassettes in my collection now, so I do quite like cassettes. I'm quite fond of them. So, just because I'm that shut. I'm going to clean it. So this is going to be cleaned out real nice. It's going to be with my VZ2000. This is right up there. It's up there in my B-Box collection. Awesome. I'm happy with that. She's gone to a good home, this one. Lucky I seen it there at the tip. It must have been there for yesterday or something, because I'm lucky I was there at the right time to buy this, I tell you. Even the handle's heavy metal. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, I got the yellow plug, my white one. 75 my FM. 300 are these two orange ones. Okay. Oh, which is a couple of mechanism in here. That one there, that one, that one, that one. There's a couple of screws under here, got to undo. I'm going to lift this board out. I think I've got to pull these knobs off to do that. Yeah, I do too. I want to fix this tape counter up, which is getting to be a bit tight in here. Even if I check the speed of that motor. I don't know if the speed's right. Oh, look at that motor. It's beefy. Only got a loose belt. That belt has to be changed, see? But because it's a loose belt, I'm going to boil that. It looks like it's a synthetic belt. I can boil that in water and fix that. I shouldn't need to change it. I just need to boil it in water to fix it. Nice chunky motor. Yeah, this is good era. Made in the good old days, this one. This is a quality stuff. As I said, it's got an auxiliary input for Bluetooth. You can plug it in here and record off your Spotify onto a boombox. How cool's that shit? Good capacitors, Rubicon Japanese stuff, beefy transformer. Bit of corrosion on there, but I have to clean that. Yeah, the battery's made a bit of a mess. Anyway, I've got to get this thing apart carefully without damaging anything. So I'm going to pull those screws off, pull these knobs off. They're going to be hard. Never ever been off. I'm the only guy that's ever been in here by the looks of it, which is good. It's all original. You can see the old school tuning for the radio though, and for shortwave. These old school looking capacitors. She ain't bad. There's a good little good boombox. She'll install quite nicely. Now I can't unsolder this. I'll have to take this off. Anyway, let's get into this thing. In fact, I know how to get this thing apart. This thing is a nightmare to pull apart. I know you get that loose. I can't get any more out of that. I don't want to break anything. 4 ohm speaker, 4 ohm 5 watt tweeters, real tweeters too, not that piezo shit. Look at those belts. How am I going to get to those belts? Oh my god. It's got cracks in it anyway, yeah. It's got cracks all through that belt, but not all the way through. I've got to replace pretty much all those belts because it hasn't got as much torque and can't auto stop with belts like that. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how this comes apart. I want to change those belts, but I can't get this thing apart. It's a nightmare. It should come out and hinge up this way somehow, but it doesn't. Oh, loose. Oh, okay, I think the tape mechanism's screwed to it, is it? Have a look here. I think it is. No, it's not. It's separate. Something's holding on the top. Plastic chassis comes out of that board. Yeah, I'll figure it out somehow, but I really want to change those belts. Watch those little grounding straps. They go in here. They go on here. So, delicate parts here. I've figured it out. You've got to undo all the whole complete chassis, and the chassis comes out in one chunk away out of this plastic shell. It's common with these older boxes. Then you've got to undo this little shield off the potentiometers, take those nuts right off, and there's lugs inside those potentiometers. You've got to pull them back out of the chassis. There's a screw under here going on the switch, you've got to undo that. And what I've done, I've marked on my board so I can desolder this microphone. It's a 3-lead microphone, so it's a good one. So it's I know how it goes back together. So I've marked my polarity with a red paint marker and a white paint marker, and the black obviously unmarked goes in the middle. So that's done. I'm going to desolder that. This whole board will swing away a little bit so I can get to those belts. I might have to even desolder that speaker, or just remove the speaker, unbolt the speaker, and put it easier. Maybe, because I've got to clean it anyway. Yeah, I'll unbolt the speaker because I've got to clean the cone with a brush. It's a difficult challenge, but yeah, as I said, you got to screw here. Notches on the potentiometers on this chassis. You got to take notice. Don't just force anything. There's a heap of screws you got to take here, and this has to come off the chassis. And it's got to swing it over this way. And don't put too much stress on these wires. The soldering's not that good. It is, but it's not enough on there. I don't want to damage any of that, so I'll take note of all this sort of things. So when I put it back together and something doesn't work, I know something like this is fine. I'm going to spray this, although it does work alright, but I just spray it anyway. Find where they were called playback switches, which is under here somewhere. I'll spray that. It's probably fine, but I'm going to spray it anyway, so it's just a pain in the ass for service. It's under there it is, under there. It's got two, so I have to spray those. You have to spray those. No, it's got, yeah, it has got two. Which are what these little things here are on. These things here are on the record switches. These little things here. There's one here and one here. Bias adjustments, so they're going to need a good spray. Yeah, so they're not easy to service these on Boomboxes, but these sorts of videos are helpful. So instead of spraying this switch, I'm going to spray the rest of them. Now we get this out, spray them all, now that I can get access to them. You can see there, I'm just going to change all those belts. That belt's got a lot of cracks to it, it's probably not worth boiling that one. I don't know how to get it all apart. You got to put a chassis out in a certain order, but I managed to get all the belts changed. Let's give it a test. I clean the heads and everything by hand, and clean and polish the capstan. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I place that belt too. Balance is getting stuck between my bloody controls here. The balance knob's stuck. Yeah, my balance control is getting a bit stuck. I turn the volume up, the balance control moves as well. Working good. Working good. Perfect. Working good. Minty. Let's see if photostat works really good. I'll get a tone test taped out and see if the speed's right. Hopefully it's not too far off at all. There's a potentiometer on the board there to get to fix the speed up. I'll clean this thing up later. Hey, look at that. Works bloody mint. Oh, that works so good.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yes.
What's gone up in?
Impaled.
What's gone up?
And it got a massive metal.
Oh no, that knob there belongs on here. I got the wrong knob. That's the wrong knob, goes here. Okay, it's got the shampoo on it. Yeah, whoops, wrong knob. Wide stereo too.
But how about...
She's working very well. Now to clean it up. Happy with that. Yeah, these older Boomboxes, be very careful you put them apart, especially when they come apart. Don't rush. Never rush your work because you'll destroy everything. Anyway, that works quite good. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.